Yep, that's you. We're going to go ahead and continue our availabilities for this evening with our race winner, Corey Heim. Corey, congratulations. This is your second win in 15 starts, and it's here in Indianapolis with a crown jewel. Can you talk to us about the race and what this means for you?
Yeah, it's truly just a crazy accomplishment. Not only to win here at the Brickyard, but to get 2 wins like this in my part-time year. I mean, it's been a heck of a year, heck of a few years really leading up to this point. So really just I know everyone dreams about being able to do this and to be able to execute today and just do everything right and beat a lot of guys that haven't done it before and wanted to kiss the bricks today is a really cool feeling. So just so grateful for 2311 Toyota Field and Stream, first race for them ever on a primary, and to come here and win is really special for them. They were hyped up, so that was cool. Just on cloud nine right now. It's been awesome.
Congratulations. We'll go ahead and open it up for questions. If you have one, please raise your hand and we'll get a mic over to you. We'll start down here with Jordan.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic, you have more crown jewel wins or as many crown jewel wins as quite a few notable drivers. How do you comprehend that?
It's cool to talk about, I guess, but I don't really ever keep up with how many crown jewel wins most guys have, I guess. So, I mean, just to be able to win it for myself is just insane. So I'm just super thankful for 2311 Toyota, everyone to put me in position to do this, and hoping to hopefully cross some more off in my career, and who knows, maybe we can win all of them one day. We'll see.
What was the situation with Hosvar there? You guys had a tit for tat or something was going on there, and then it looked like he gave you the finger at one point.
That's a good question. I'm not too sure. I was blocking him, not really too bad, I thought. I mean, I was trying to just hold my position, and I never threw like a bad block. I was just trying to protect my entry, and he didn't like it, but he lost and I won, so I don't really care.
We'll go to Bob.
Bob Pockris, Fox Sports. You win a ton of truck races. Do you think, like, okay, I should win cup races relatively right away?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, the competition in this series is kind of like no other, but the fact that we've kind of had everything line up really well as far as the speed in these Toyotas this year with 2311 specifically have been just surreal, to be a part of this program when they've hit their peak, and hopefully we can keep it there for as long as I'm with them, I would hope, but they've definitely been riding a high this year, and to be able to be a part of that. And I know that, not every year is going to be, you're not going to be in the best car every year, so I wanted to take advantage of this opportunity and execute while our cars are really fast. And the fact that we were able to do it twice this year, and I think 7 or 8 starts is definitely a crazy feeling and something I didn't expect coming into the year by any means. But I just feel like, coming from trucks, of course, you want to win every race you enter, but this is a different ball game here. It's a very tough series, so I've picked up my prep and picked up my intensity on how I run these races, and so far it's got me 2 wins. So I need to keep doing it, I guess.
Well, speaking about keep doing it, like, does this change kind of your expectations for next season? I mean, I think most people would say, okay, you're going to be a chase driver next year.
Yeah, that's my goal. I think that's a realistic goal for me. I've definitely felt like this year started off rockier than I would have liked. Went to Daytona and crashed. Kansas, we finished worse than we did the previous year. So, and then it's sort of been a steady incline up to this point. And then, of course, winning San Diego, top 10 of Chicago, and then winning here. It's been a heck of a last couple races. So, if you asked me, 4 months ago what my expectations were for 2027's full-time year, I would have probably answered differently than now for sure. But I think, my expectations were always to make the playoffs right off the bat. My first full-time season, I've had a lot of, part-time seasons up to this point and had a lot of seat time and a lot of time to think about it. So certainly as we keep up our speed in these Camrys, I definitely want to make the playoffs next year for sure.
We're going to go to Dustin to your left and then right here in the front.
Dustin Albino, JC, kind of building off Bob's first question, why do you feel like you've just adapted to the series so well right off the bat?
I mean, I think a little bit of it goes into just running the part-time schedule and being able to sort of have gaps between each race. It's pretty I feel like it's pretty rare that you see someone run like this bridge year as far as like part-time cup to then go to full-time cup. A lot of guys just go straight from O'Reilly or trucks like straight into cup full-time without a lot of experience. So just being able to kind of debrief and think about each race and be very methodical on how to get better after each race, and you have typically 2 or 3 weeks to do so, and then also prep for the next one. I think it definitely makes a big difference. I can't imagine guys that have limited starts in the Cup Series and go straight from a truck or a O'Reilly car right into a Cup car for 39 or whatever weeks out of a year. That sounds pretty brutal to me. So the fact that I've had this kind of schedule and been able to sort of mend into that full-time year has really helped me, I think.
And then you're the first driver since A.J. Foyt in 1965 to win 2 of your first 15 races. What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm not much of a stats guy, honestly, but it sounds like it's a pretty good one. So definitely really cool to be included with a guy like that. Certainly just been a crazy year so far, and to win 2 of my first 15 is something I've never thought I could accomplish, but here we are. It's a crazy feeling.
We're coming here to the front and then the back to Jeff and then to Zion.
Devin Kupka, 5 to Go podcast. Corey, how does it feel to be only the second driver from Georgia to win a Brickyard 400?
Who's the other? Was it
Bill Elliott.
Bill Elliott. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, really cool. I never really ventured up here to watch many Indy 500s or Brickyard 400s when I was a kid, being in Georgia. But being around the area, being able to go to Atlanta Motor Speedway and Charlotte and Martinsville when I was a kid, and cheer my favorite drivers on. That really is what fired me up about the sport. And of course, I'd watch the Brickyard 400 every year. I actually raced a quarter midget here when I was, I want to say 9-ish years old, maybe 10 years old. In the infield over there, they set up like barriers in the infield and a parking lot and have us race. And I remember that being a really cool feeling. I got to sit in my quarter midget, and we actually made a lap around the big track, and that's a core memory of mine. So although I didn't come to races and watch when I was a kid, it was too far away, to be here out of Georgia and look back at when I was 10 years old racing quarter midgets here. It's a pretty special feeling for sure.
And the 2 wins this season, San Diego and a Crown Jewel win today, how does that affect your confidence level going into next year? Because, you're going to be going in as a rookie, but it doesn't feel like you're going to be competing as a rookie because some of the experience that you've had in the Cup Series so far, 2 huge wins. How does that affect your confidence level going into next year?
I think, the outside expectations would probably be higher than what they would be, of course, if I didn't win. But I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty good at just kind of focusing on myself and focusing on the task at hand, not getting too caught up in what other people say or think, and just making sure that I do my job and execute as I should. I try my best to not let outside noise kind of affect your expectations, affect what I do on the racetrack, and I'm going to try to keep doing that as I progress through my rookie season.
We'll go to Jeff, then to Zion, then to Zach.
Hey, Corey, I'm back here. I'm just curious about your mentality in the closing laps there because, it's one of those situations where clean air is your friend, but you could easily slip up or screw up or drive in that situation if you let the pressure get to you. That's where you could lose that race. So how did you stay composed? How did you not let that creep in and keep doing what you needed to do without letting it affect you in the moment?
Yeah, I mean, it was a mental battle for sure. My Camry was really fast today, but I certainly struggled the last 20 laps to hold on to it. That was the first time I'd really done a long run in clean air, and there was a lot of shade that just went over the racetrack, and it really changed my balance to being really free. So I was truly hanging on, doing everything I possibly could. But my mentality, to answer your question, was just really get off the corner, or I guess 2 and 4 specifically, as best as I could, just to make sure he couldn't get a big run on me. I think it was 3 to go. There was one big run he got off of 4 into 1, and I was just simply slid through 4 and had a lack of momentum, and he had a big run. So I just did everything I could to defend and shut his air off. And after I got that gap back, I thought all I got to do is execute, get to the curb, just milk this thing home at that point. So it was a mental battle. It was a grind for sure. That was a lot different than San Diego being 10 seconds out in front of the field. So props to Christopher for keeping me honest. He's honestly been a great resource for me in my short career so far. So glad we could battle it out, and I knew that he would never put us in danger of wrecking or anything. So that was nice to have him around me.
He went to the outside when he got that run on you. Were you surprised at that? He tried to take it around the outside that fast?
I mean, honestly, with how I wouldn't say how predictable the runs are, but you can kind of just really materialize everything as it happens because you're sitting there on the straightaway and, the runs aren't massive by any means. They're slow runs, but I knew I'd messed up out of 4 on that lap, and then I immediately looked in my rearview camera, saw him approaching, and I was just instantly in defense mode. And every restart I had starting on the outside, there's like way less grip on that second groove. So I would have been absolutely appalled if he could have pulled it off around the outside. I mean, I was just worried about the bottom. The last thing I want to do is get stuck up on that top groove or second groove, I should say. So I was just worried about defending that, and I figured that he would kind of fall back after that.
We'll go to Zion and then to Zach.
Zion Brown, Indianapolis Star. Going back to the moment that got you that lead there at the end, you have to pass your boss to do so. Just what were you thinking in that moment, kind of knowing that if you got to the lead, you'd have a good chance to hold on to it, given the way this race went?
Yeah, I mean, coming into this race, we knew that restarts were going to be completely crucial to the outcome of the race. And as we wound down, I was sitting there talking to my spotter, Eddie, and crew chief Booty, and, they both just said, like, we got to muscle up on this restart. This is more than likely going to decide the outcome of the race. And that was before Denny got the lead on me. And then Joey tried to put me 3 there and kind of killed both of our momentum. And then that got Denny the lead. And I thought that was potentially the race. Got another caution and said, okay, like, here we go. I might have a shot at it. And then Joey gave me a really good push out front. And I was surprised that Denny got through one as good as he did. Like, I thought I sealed the bottom off decent, but he was, like, on the curb just about and got a really good run. So I had to pull down and block him again. And at that point, I kind of figured I would settle in with the lead there.
And then going back to that, you guys' history, is that something you're cognizant of who's behind you and, doing what you can because it's him behind you, or does it not matter in that scenario?
It had nothing to do with him. The way the pit cycles shake out here, you got to do everything you can to keep a guy behind you because you'll typically cycle out in front of him. The lap time that you have to come to pit road and put tires on is like a couple seconds faster than just a regular lap time. So it's a little less than a lap you lose by pitting. So if I kept him behind me and executed my green flag stop perfectly, there was going to be a big gap, and that's exactly what happened. So you really it's a big track position race, as you guys saw today, and you got to do whatever you can. So it had zero to do with who was behind me. It could have been anybody, but it definitely changed the outcome of the race for sure.
We're going to go to Zach, and then we're going to stay right here in the middle and all the way in the back to Dalton.
Zach Sterniello, NASCAR.com. Corey, San Diego and the Brickyard, 2 of the biggest races of this summer. What has allowed you to shine in these really big-time moments?
Just a lot of prep, man. A lot of mental prep, a lot of physical prep. Just really happy to be a part of this organization with 2311 and Toyota. They're at the top of their game right now, and once again, talking about what I said earlier, like if I can just execute and do what I need to do, the cars have so much speed right now that it just speaks for themselves, And I've done a not so great job at some of the races, like Nashville is one that sticks out to me. I was probably destined to finish anywhere between 2nd and 5th that race, if not maybe getting lucky on that last restart and winning the race. So that was a tough one. That was like our best shot at having a good run. And ever since then, I've just kind of elevated my prep and game to make sure I don't make these like vital mistakes throughout the race anymore. So just takes 100% out of me, and I'm trying to give it.
San Diego was a first-time course, a lot of unknowns. To win here, a traditional oval where so many teams have a playbook for this place, what does it mean to you to get that first oval win in the Cup Series?
Yeah, it's 2 totally different racetracks that we've been able to execute on. Just being here at the Brickyard just means so much. Even just being able to start the race, I remember getting goosebumps like on the grid with a flyover. Not even thinking about the result of the race and whatever it would be in a couple hours from then, but. To come here and win, it's absolutely surreal. I mean, couldn't fathom telling myself as a little kid that I was going to be a Crown Jewel winner one day. So to sit here and be able to soak that all in is a really special feeling for sure.
Come right here.
Bob Perry, Breaking Bob. Corey, you touched on it a bit, but your crew chief Booty even mentioned the radio discussion before the final restart, him pumping you up a little bit. He was talking about your relationship. Can you kind of discuss the relationship you have with Booty, and also do you hope that you stay paired with him next year?
Yeah, Booty's the man for sure. He's awesome. He's one of the most liked, if not the most liked people at 2311. When he came off of the full-time deal with Bubba and I knew that he was going to be my part-time crew chief, I was like, oh man, I hope he doesn't, feel distraught about getting off of the full-time deal or anything, and has a lot of motivation. And I quickly learned that he does not let anything bother him. He's just a eyes forward guy, super motivated, family man, just very, very good person. So to have our off-track relationship be really strong, and then just to have faith that he can execute a race as well as he has done this year and get us 2 wins so far, it's just, it's not every day you get to go to the racetrack and have a comfort with a crew chief, just knowing that you can trust them with everything. I've had a lot of moments in my career where I feel like I doubt my crew chief a lot, but that's just driver instinct. But when you can find a guy that's just knows what they're doing and you can trust them, it certainly makes it a lot easier.
We go all the way in the back to Dalton.
Hey, Corey, Dalton Hawks with Front Stretch. A lot of people on social media are already saying they can't wait to see the rivalry between you and Carson next year when you both are full-time in this series. Is it too early to consider him? Do you consider him a rival?
Where did he finish today?
I think it was a ninth.
You guys love talking about the guy finished 9th. I mean, holy crap. Yeah, I mean, all I did was make sure he stayed behind me, and I did, and I finished in front of him. I don't worry about a narrative or a genre. He's got a ton of talent, and he's going to win a lot of races, and I'm focused on myself and trying to do the same. That's really all there is to it.
We'll come over here to Jeff.
This is somewhat, I feel like I asked you something similar at San Diego, because it's like, I know you believe in yourself and you know you can win these races, and you show up and you're not surprised. But at the same time, it's like the Brickyard 400, and there's so many drivers over the years, like talk about Denny, right? He's been trying his entire career to win this race. There's so many guys that have just done everything they can to try to win this. You've just done it. Is there not some sort of holy shit element to you sitting up here wow, I cannot believe here I am?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I feel like the biggest, most, I guess, I don't know what the word is for it. I guess just the most meaningful wins in my career, have so much build up to it. I think about the truck championship last year. All I did all year was worry about not winning the truck championship. Every win, and just oh, it's great, but I'm worried about the championship. And that had so much build up behind it that it was super emotional for me, and such a big deal for myself just to take a deep breath and say I finally did it. I finally won a championship, and took 3 years for me to do it. And this is so out of the ordinary that I had no expectations coming into this to necessarily win the race. Of course, that's everyone's goal. It's my goal, but it's so just crazy to me that it's hasn't really touched me yet. You know what I mean? It's just so out of the ordinary. But no, I know it's going to be a special moment. And I was telling somebody earlier, I feel as time goes on, I'll be able to appreciate these more and more. Even myself looking back at San Diego, which was a little over a month ago now. I appreciate it and enjoy it more than I probably did in the moment, just because I can just understand how hard it is to do these things. It's you're competing at the top level, and these guys are all just very, very good. So every time I have a bad race, it makes you really appreciate the wins. It's not easy to do.
Are there any final questions for Corey? Take one more down here.
How are you going to celebrate the win tonight?
That's a good question. I haven't even been able to really think much at all about anything past this moment, but I'm having a good time, so we're gonna figure it out for sure.
All right, Corey. Congratulations. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.